Hello, everybody. Can you hear us? Can you read us? Are we coming in loud and clear?
Hopefully somebody knows.
Hopefully somebody can see us. You guys have to excuse me. I'm a little new at this, launching a Facebook Live myself. So we're doing a learning curve here.
And I'm always on a learning curve when it comes to anything technical. So it's like, whatever.
Cool. So I think we look good.
You look good. I don't know about me.
Here we go. Perfect. Welcome, everybody, to What Do You Need? What do you require? What do you desire? And why aren't you getting it?
Yes.
So this is my dad, Gary Douglas.
And this is my daughter, Shannon O'Hara.
And we're in New York City right now. And Gary's going to be doing a class coming up in a couple of days on this topic.
Yes.
And it's been an interesting growth towards this class because there hasn't been like a huge amount of exposure for the class or people reaching for it. And I thought, isn't that interesting? Because the number one thing that this man has taught me is how to actually know what I desire, require, and need, and more importantly, how to create it.
Yeah. And that's what I want to contribute to people is I want them to get how they can create what they really desire. The difficulty is most of us don't even know what we desire. It's like, and as humanoids, what we tend to do is we tend to try something and then go, I don't like that. And then you quit, or you don't eat it anymore, or you don't have sex with it anymore, or whatever, but you have to do it before you can decide rather than creating based on what you desire.
So can we talk about that, creating what you desire? Because I mean, how many of you guys can agree that you know what you don't like, but you're not totally sure what you do like? And that is what you're saying is we know what we don't like, but we tend to not choose for what we do desire.
Yeah. It's like the thing is, it's like, first of all, most of the time, desire is about what you're going to have in the future, not about what you'd like to have now.
Okay.
And so you got to get to that place where you're not asking for a future to come. You're asking for something to show up in your life that you can create with now.
So can we talk about that?
Yeah.
God, there's 7 different pathways of create with now that I want to ask you about. Can we talk about if we're taught to create and if we're not taught to create, and that no one's really taught how to create, and it's like
no one is taught how to create,
right?
Because basically they tell why are you doing that? Be aware of it's like be careful, because there's consequences to your actions. And it's like, what if it wasn't consequences to your action? What if it was creation through your choice? And it's like, we're not taught to create by choice. We're taught to make a mistake and then learn from it, as though that's the only way it works. And that's the lie that most of us buy. And it's the lie we got to get over, because it's the one that's killing us from our creative capacities.
Cool. Okay. And so I never realized that I could create a life that I loved until you started teaching me how. So I was hoping that you could share, and now, because I've been really lucky, I've been very exposed to this man and to the tools from a very young age. And now I do want to say that I've also had to choose. It wasn't automatic. It didn't just rub off.
But you see, it's like it's not an automatic, and it doesn't just rub off. It's something where you truly have to choose. And it's like we've not been taught to choose. We've been taught to be careful. We've been taught to watch out. We've been taught to do everything except
and to fit in
from a
and
negative
not,
point of view.
Like, don't upset people, and don't be too weird. Don't be too out of control.
Don't be too weird.
Don't be too weird.
Don't be too weird.
Don't be too weird.
And it's like, and weird is one of the things I always allowed you to be.
So is creating your life an abnormality?
In this reality, it's considered an abnormality.
Yeah.
It's considered you're not supposed to create your life, and you're not supposed to live. You're supposed to have a life. It's like when they were having my 50th high school reunion. And this lady called me up, and it's like I said, how did you find me? She said, well, I was a skip tracer for the IRS. I said, really? Well, what else did you do in your life? Well, that, and I had 3 children, and today I work in my garden in the mornings, and then I go, I go work at someplace in the afternoon, and then it's like, and I get to see my grandchild once a year, and it's like,
Right, like not a lot of life force.
Not a lot of life force, not a lot of living going on. she had already had her life. And she said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "Well, that sounds like you're too busy." I went, "What? Too busy?"
Well, been so interesting for me is like, as I've gotten older, I've recognized how creating your life is not a common point of view. Almost nobody even knows what it is.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, one of the things that was always interesting is, see, you as a kid, you were like busy all the time. You always had stuff going on.
Right.
And it's like in you, it's like, and I wasn't going to kill that in you. I was going to encourage that in you. And it's like you decided that you and Sky were going to have a business. So you went out and started collecting, And
then I created a business.
At
cans.
7. Yeah, at 7. It's like you're out, pulling cans out of trash cans and stuff and, taking them to the recycling. And when you got your $2.50, you went, "This is not enough for that much work." And I went, "Yes, that's exactly the way you have to be. You have to get that. You have to get that awareness early on. This is not enough for the effort I put into it."
So what have you guys allowed to be enough? Or
well, it's like that's what you're taught, is to be satisfied with nothing.
Right. And so I've been looking at this class that's coming up. What do you need? Like, this is the title of the class. What do you need? What do you require? And what do you desire?
Yeah. And it's like, and most of us don't ever look at that.
And I'm just like, fuck. And the class is coming in a couple days. And I actually started looking at it and I went, you know what? This is a 4-day class.
Yeah.
With him. And I was like, okay, you know what? I've got to take another leap in my life. I've got to start looking at more.
Yeah. What do I need? What do I require? What do I desire? And it's like, and so why can't I get it? It's like, because you're not asking for it, number one. Number one thing is most people don't ask for what they need, require, desire. They don't even ask themselves, what do I need, require, desire here? But it's like, I ask that all the time. I mean, it's been very interesting, working with creating the castle. And it's like, and people go, "What do you need? What do you require? What do you desire?" And it's like, blah, 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 blah. And they go, "How do you know that?" I said, "How do you not?" Because for me, it's like, if you were willing to look around and see what it would be that you would like to have in your life, then you start looking at, well, how would I get that? If I was going to choose that, how would I get that? And it's like, and what would I have to be, or what would I have to do?
Fuck, I love that.
Yeah.
I love it because it's actually possible.
And it's pragmatic.
And you can actually have what you desire if you
could have what you desire if you're willing to desire it. But most people are not willing to, and they're not able to. I mean, it's like people say, "Well, you can't have that."
Right.
It's like, I mean, I got a big kick because my parents used to tell me, "You can have anything you want, Gary." I said, "Well, I want this." And they go, No, you don't have, it's like you have a champagne taste with a beer budget. And I go, "No, it's not acceptable to me." And it's like, and I realized that I was just so friggin' stubborn. I was not going to let myself be kept down. And that's one of the things I tried to encourage in all my kids, is to be as stubborn as they want to be, because it's like, at least if you're stubborn, you are going to create something. It's not always great, but it's like you're going to create something.
At least creating something. And I have to say, I've had a huge learning curve for discovering how to create in more effective ways and more destructive ways. And
well, it's like, the thing is, it's like, that's a very good point. It's like this destructive ways, because it's like what I see people doing is they try to create something and then it doesn't work. So they assume they failed.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So why would people want to create their lives?
To have more fun, to have more money, to have more of everything in life.
And why don't they create their lives?
Well, they don't create their lives because they're told they can't, or that that's not acceptable.
Is that it? Just that they're told that they can't?
Yeah.
But now we're telling them they can.
Yeah, I've always been the bad person.
And they still
I know.
Might not.
Well, see, I read that, that book, the little train that could. I think I can. And I went, that's the way my life needs to be. I think I can. And that's really what I tried to instill in all my kids and my grandkids and everything else. It's like, for me, it's a different world. It's a world in which, it's like, as Voltaire said, it's the best of all possible worlds. Why aren't you making this the best of all possible worlds, and still, instead of something that you can be satisfied with or okay with, or
or survive.
Yeah. I mean, I hear people all the time, well, it's not that bad. What? It's not that bad?
How are you? I'm all right.
It's not that bad. How's your life? Not that bad. Not that bad. You know, it's like my life is great. You know, but I like it. I like Tony the Tiger song.
Well, but it's so interesting.
I had to eat Frosted Flakes a lot to get that.
It's so interesting to notice, though. Your life is great. My life is fucking phenomenal. Like, I'm happy. Like, from the moment I wake up, I'm like pumped all day long. And I have been embarrassed about that.
Well, you're taught to be embarrassed about having a phenomenal life. You're taught to be embarrassed about having a lot or having, you know, choice. It's like you're supposed to have a little life that everybody else can understand.
So everything that is, shall we destroy it and create it?
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, dance. I get a kick. I talk to my sister, and she'll spend 2.5 hours talking at me to tell me all the things that are good about the tragedy of her life.
So cool. So do people use tragedy, pain, suffering, limitation? Is that a reason and justification for not creating?
Having a life.
That's having a life.
That's having a life. Because pain, suffering, trauma, and drama is what most people have as life. My life is that. Living is a whole different thing.
Well, I guess that is a form of creation, pain and suffering, isn't it?
Yep, it is. It's a very dominant.
It's on the palette of possibility.
It's just not, it's just not the palette of possibility I want to create from.
Right, and
I want to paint from that one.
Right, and I've recognized that too. Like, I love ease and joy. Like, I enjoy that so much more than pain and suffering.
So much easier.
You know.
Yeah.
But it took me some time to actually come to that awareness for myself. So this question of like, what do you need? And so like, I really looked at that, like, because you've asked me that all my life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, what's going to work for you? What do you need? What's going to create what you require?
What is it you desire?
Is this working for you? Like, when I would come with my pain and suffering, is this working for you?
Yes. How is this working for you? And you go, what? How is it working for you? What do you mean it's not working? I said, yeah, I get that. But how is it working for you? Because you wouldn't be choosing it if it wasn't working in some way.
And then I would see how my pain and suffering or my upset was a way of either maintaining and buying into somebody else's point of view in reality.
Yes, I mean, it's like a whole lot of parents do that to their kids.
And it was a way of me not being happy, which was the weirdest, mind-blowing one for me to recognize. Was so much of my pain and suffering was actually just to avoid being happy.
Yeah, and it's like, and the thing is, happiness is not encouraged in this reality. You know, this is the second worst class I've ever had. The worst class I ever did was happiness is just a choice.
Happiness is just a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
it
had
was
like
a worldwide thing, and we had 20 people worldwide interested in happiness.
Yeah, and it's been interesting because I was there at that class, and I've been there for a lot of your classes, and I've watched you invite people to this ease, joy, and glory.
I know.
And I've watched so
many people go, no.
So many people go, no. And I just want to be like, okay, fine, you suffer, I'll be happy.
Yes.
You know, that's my new way of dealing with it.
Yes. But that's the thing you got to get to. Is it's like, if you truly want to accomplish, if you truly want to have what you need, require, and desire, you have to choose it. And it's like, and you have to not try to make other people feel good. I mean, one of the things I watched Dane do for years is always trying to make other people feel good about their choice or what they were doing. And I mean, the funnest one was this guy that came from Australia, and it was fiesta time in Santa Barbara. So we went out, and I said, you know, it's like, you want to get laid? And he goes, yeah. I said, well, walk up to some girl and say, excuse me, can you help me? I'm lost. And she says, sure. Where do you want to go? I don't know. It's like, I have no idea where I am. Can you take me home? And it's like, and he wouldn't do it. And I went, that's just ridiculous. And then I watched Dane, as we walked around the thing, shrink. And Dane went from 6 feet tall to 5'9".
Right.
Which was the height of the guy.
Right.
And it's like, and his muscles shrank. I said, why are you shrinking? He goes, well, I don't want the guy to feel bad about himself. So my question would be to all of you, why are you shrinking to make other people not feel bad? Why aren't you growing to make you feel good? everything that is types of Godzillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond.
And thank you for that, because that was one of the pieces you really gave me, was the recognition that I was shrinking myself so that others didn't feel bad. And I started looking at their feeling bad and recognized that they don't actually feel bad. They just don't want me to be great, because if I step up, then it is going to ignite a possibility in their world that they can't resist.
Well, I was talking to a lady the other day, and she was talking about how her brother was trying to, get all of her money, and was being just an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, so, she says, why does he hire these stupid people who think they can pull this shit on me? It's like, haven't I shown them 10 times that I'm not that stupid? I said, well, it's like, look, you tend to hire people that make you feel not stupid. So you will not hire somebody who's smarter than you, because if they're smarter than you, then you feel stupid. So you're going to hire somebody who's less bright in order to prove that you're not dumb.
That's interesting.
And I said, I watch people do that all the time. They hire people to make themselves not feel dumb, rather than going, okay, for me, it's like, if I don't know something about something, I'll ask somebody who's smarter than I am, and I'll get the information from them. And the majority of the world doesn't do that, which is beyond crazy from my perspective.
Well, that's definitely part of the why aren't you getting it aspect of creating life.
Yeah.
Which is what I love so much about these creative conversations with you, because I'm so hungry for creation, and how many of you guys are starving for creation in your lives, and it's just either like you can't get yourself moving, or you get moving and then you stop, or you succeed a little bit and then
you're waiting for motivation. I love that.
Yeah, or waiting for motivation. And it's like, have you been exposed to these conversations, these perspectives, these tools that will motivate, that will create, that will step you in, that will potentially change your entire life?
Give you more choices.
And give you more choices. And if you'd like that, will you please join us in any access class for these sorts of conversations?
Yeah, because it's like, this is the tenor of what Access is about. Giving you the questions, the choice, the possibilities, and the contribution that you can be and receive that will get you to everything you desire and everything you require and everything you need and everything you would like to have in life. So you have choice in every aspect. And it's like, so far, I've only had one person who came to Access and they said their life got worse. It's only been a couple of million people, so I must be failing. Just choice.
So can you give us a little inside scoop into where you'd like to go in the class this weekend in New York, and where you might start with us?
Well, I'm going to start with, what have you decided? What do you desire? What do you require? What do you need as your point of view? What have you decided you need? And most people have a point of view they need money, as though money is the source. Money is not the source. You are the source. And it's like, money will not buy you happiness, but it will definitely make you happier if you have it, which is a whole different universe. And so there's a whole lot of stuff we'll do about money. We'll do stuff about, what did you learn from your family? Your family is an indication. It's like for instance, like one of my ex-wives, actually both of them, thought that their greatest power was anger. And what happened is that they have gotten older and angrier. They haven't created their lives. And all they do is get angry about what they don't have. They don't create what they can have. And it's like, both of them have amazing talents, but they don't ever apply them.
Can we just repeat that? They get angry about what they don't have rather than creating what they could have.
Yes. I tried to help. My first wife is a brilliant watercolorist, okay? She can do watercolors better than anybody I've ever seen in my life. But she will not do that because it doesn't take any effort. And she will not do that because she knows what it's like to be a starving artist.
Well, and how much do you guys moan and complain about what's not working rather than ask a question, about what would work.
Yes, and that's what you got to do. And you got to get to that place where you're asking for the question of what's going to work here, what's actually possible that I haven't considered. Because 99% of you are not succeeding at what you would like because you're not asking the question, what could I do or be here that I haven't ever considered? And it's like we tend to think that because we haven't done it, we can't be it. But my point of view is, if you haven't done it, why not try it?
You guys, this is like gold. Every single sentence that's happening right now, like this video is gonna be posted. You'll be able to rewatch this. If you actually want to create something, you might want to take some notes.
Yeah, but it's like, it's like, watch this. It's fine. If you only get this and you get nothing else, it's fine. It's changed you, whether you know it or not. Snidely whiplash here.
Well, I want to thank you for agreeing to do this with me.
Thank you for asking me, and thank you for doing this.
And I have a huge inspiration and ambition for more people to have these tools. I might need to get over myself.
Well, I talked with a lady yesterday who's here in New York, she's this spiritual person, and she was all into, I'm a leader and I'm all this other stuff. And it's like, she's very interesting. Actually, if you've seen the cover of Time, where it goes from Putin to Trump to Putin, and it's like, and how that was put together. She was the one who did that.
The graphic design?
Yeah.
Oh.
She created
cool.
that, and she created it years ago, but nobody would watch it. Now they're looking at it, which I think is very interesting. So it's like she's a bizarre artist, and she has one or two fixed points of view, but she's already, she decides, and that becomes her reality. And it's like, and that's where most of us live. We decide, and that becomes our reality, rather than asking a question. And I talked with her for nearly an hour last night, and she never asked me a question.
She decides, and that becomes her reality.
Yeah. And that's where most of us live. We decide, and that becomes our reality. And it's like, once you decide something and that becomes your reality, you can't have anything that doesn't match it. You can't go beyond that. That's the maximum you can achieve in life.
This is such a, for me, it's such an exciting exercise in presence and question.
But for you, it'll be an exercise. For other people, it'll be like, what?
Yeah, and it's like, I've only, I would say within the last 9 to 10 months, been really willing to succeed beyond other people, even when they envy, hate me, which was a huge stopping point for me.
Yeah.
Was when people
it's like they don't actually hate you.
No, right.
They're envious of you, but they're not willing to be what it takes to have people be envious of them, because they think it's hate. It's not hate.
Yeah. So how much have you guys succeeded at, and you thought somebody hated you for it, but really they were envying you for it?
Yeah. And it's like, envy means you want what they've got, but you're not willing to do what it takes to get it.
So what are you willing to do that others are not?
What are you able to be that other people are not? It can give you everything you need, everything you require, and everything you desire, and make your life fabulous.
Everything that doesn't allow it, let's just turn and create it.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyond.
Well, I'm excited to outrun everybody this weekend and get a lot of creation instituted.
If I get you there, and it's like, I know I'll get you to go places, I know I'm successful.
Oh my God,
it's fine. If nobody comes, it's all right with me. I don't really care.
I will have a 4-day personal private session.
Yes. Yeah.
So this class is also going to be live streamed, you guys. So if you don't want to join us in Manhattan for some fabulous city time, I think you can join online. We're going to put a link to the class underneath the video when it's posted. Actually, I'm going to put a link. Hopefully this works, because sometimes these website links can get a bit funky. Putting a link for the class in the chat.
It would definitely be funky.
Oh my God. So yeah, and it's like, it is going to be online. Look, so this is a $4,000 investment. And how many of you guys would be willing to invest $4,000 to create a life that will be?
Well, I will guarantee you, Shannon, personally. Okay. This $4,000 that you're paying for this class will make you about $700,000.
Fuck yes!
Okay? But for everybody else, they'll be lucky if they make their money back.
I love this world of possibility.
Yeah.
And like I've seen over and over again how instituting these tools, going out on the edge into question, has generated financially in ways that, I mean,
it hasn't had any good effects in the other parts of your life.
Oh my God. It's like, well, yeah, it's having amazing effects in every area. And I am blessed and free to be happy.
Yeah, free to be happy. That's a subject you don't want. We don't want to go there.
And
free to be happy.
You know,
not a reality anybody wants.
What would a world of free to be happy people be like?
Well, it's like the one thing I notice is when you're in an access class, it's like the piece expands, the piece expands, the piece expands, the piece expands. And by the time you're at the end of the class, usually your sense of peace is extraordinary. And you actually infect other people with peace.
And I also want to make another note about that, is that I would say that this class, since this is a creation class, it's like, come, but recognize that you're going to have to do some work and institute some stuff if you really want to get
this. Is not where I'm going to pock and pod you and you become perfect, okay? You're already perfectly asshole as it is, okay? You know, and it's like, and the shit and farts that come out of you are exactly what you've been using to create your life. That may not be a big enough life for you, but if it is, it's okay.
Yeah, if it is, definitely don't come to do this class, because this is a much bigger life class. And
oh, that's what we should call it, the bigger life class.
Bigger life class. Okay, we'll add that. Bigger life class. What do you need? What do you desire? What do you require? Bigger life class.
Having a bigger life.
Bigger life. And if you don't want a bigger life, this probably isn't the right conversation for you. But if you want to get to work and learn these tools and implement
it's like you will have to work, guys. I'm sorry. It's like consciousness is not just bestowed on you through my magic wand. You know, sorry. It's like it's just not the way it works.
And even if you don't join us for class, we know that you're out there and that you're interested in this conversation, and
it will begin to infect you anyway. So
and like wherever you are, and even if you don't have the prereqs, because I think a bunch of you guys probably watching this might not even have the prerequisites for this class because it's kind of an advanced class. Like, we're excited that you found us at all and that you're even interested in the tools of access consciousness.
Yeah.
And again, this is Gary Douglas.
And this is Shannon O'Hara.
And how does it get better than this?
How does it?
Love you guys.
Love you. Come play if you want to, and go away if you want to.
And we will contribute to whatever you require, whatever you desire, and you might be careful because you just might get it. Bye, guys.
Bye.